In this tutorial, we're going to do an overview of Google Calendar. To access Google Calendar from your mail, you can come here to Calendar, and depending on the browser you are using, Google will open up Calendar in a new tab or a new window. By default, you are set to the week view, but right here you have the options to change to a day view, week, month view, 4-day view, or a custom view, agenda. You also can use the More button to print or refresh your calendar, and the settings wheel here is different than the settings wheel we have in the upper corner. This one, when you hit it, will allow you to change how your calendar is displayed, what you see over here, and you can choose what is most comfortable for you. Here we have the option to search our calendar. If there's a specific appointment you're looking for, you can do a search. This button will always bring you back to today. And then here we can go to the next week or back to previous. And you notice once we leave to this week, the Today button is available. We can click back and go back to today. We have our monthly calendar here where we have the drop down to make it a mini calendar or make it go away. We have the option to scroll through the different months, and similar to Outlook, you'll notice that some of the months, some of the days are bold. That lets you know that there are appointments on those days. Then you see here My Calendar. You'll see your own calendar and any other calendars that you have either created or you have the ability to share. For example, I see here under My Calendars Rob Davis's calendar. That is because Rob has given me permission not only to create appointments for him, but I could share his calendar. And to share a calendar, if I wanted to share my calendar, the easiest way is to come to this drop down next to my name and go to share this calendar. I can also pick what color I want my items to be seen in. It's also from here where I can go into calendar settings or notifications. For calendar settings, I can change the name that's displayed, that type of thing, get access. If I wanted to put my calendar visible on a website, I could copy this information here and plug into a website. I also have from here the option to go ahead and go into share. And to share a calendar, you would type in the email address of the person you want to share with, and then here you would give them the level of permission. See all event details allows the person to see your events, but they cannot make any changes to those events. Make changes to events allows the person to make changes and create new appointments. Make changes and manage sharing allows that person to not only create events, change events, but they can also give other people permission to view your calendar and view your details. Over here on the right, you see these little trash cans. You can use those to remove someone. If they no longer need access to your calendar, you can remove them. Once you've made the changes, you would hit save or cancel. But before we do that, I want to look at notifications. By default, you generally will have set up two reminders, types of event reminders. One is a pop-up, and the original default was 10 minutes. I've changed mine to 15, and there was also the setup for it to email you 10 minutes before your event. I removed that one, but you can add a reminder, and email or pop-up are your options. You can also receive notifications when you're invited to an event. Generally, you want that to be an email. If the event changes, you want to be notified. You want to see an email. Likewise, if it's canceled or when someone responds to an event you have created. You could, if you wanted, also have those go to text messages. Some people like the option that every day they receive an email, which sends out about 5 a.m. in our time zone. It sends them an email of that day's events. Once you've done all the changes you need to, you can hit save, and it returns you back to your calendar. If you are managing a calendar for someone else, for example, I manage Rob's calendar. I can also come over here to the right of Rob's name, hit the down arrow, and go to notifications. This is important for our administrative assistants, because right now I do not receive any notifications when Rob is invited to an event or the event changes or is canceled. So if I were his admin, then I would want to make sure that these are turned on so that I know when Rob has been invited to an event, and as you know, if I were his administrative assistant, I would then be able to accept or decline those appointments for him. I'm not his assistant, so I'm going to cancel out of that and not save changes. The last thing I want to show you in this overview is I can come here and suppress my calendars and see other calendars. For example, I can look at Don Nichols. He's given me the ability to see his events, but I can't make any changes. Let's say I needed to make an appointment with John Reynolds. I could type in here John Reynolds. When I select his name, I see that he's busy in all of these time frames, but I can't see what he's doing. This is takes the place of View Free Busy that we had in Microsoft Outlook. I can see that he's not available, but not what he's doing. To turn off John's calendar, I would just come back over to the side, click his name, it disappears. If you have any questions, feel free to contact training@apu.edu. Thank you.